Okay, so if you saw my last video where I got the new GUN4IR system, I had received one gun and I had started to get it integrated into my shooter cabinet. I have now actually received my second gun, so I have done a complete changeover from Aimtraks to GUN4IR. Now, originally, just for testing purposes, the 4 IR LED modules I had just placed on top of my bezel, and the wires were just running on top. And that was to get a good placement, to test everything out. And now that I know that I want to go this way, I've gone ahead and taken the cabinet and disassembled it. I've just released the cam locks from one side so I can get to the inside of the monitor bezel. And what I've done is actually I've put the IR LED modules on the bezel of the monitor, and then I actually went ahead and cut away some of the graphics that were on my plexiglass monitor bezel cover, just to make room for those IR LEDs. Now, of course, those were still visible, so what I did is I went ahead and grabbed a couple IR pass-through lenses, the same kind that you see on front of remote controls or in the Wii sensor bars or the Aimtraks sensor bars, and I just put those on my bezel just to go ahead and cover up the cutouts so you don't really notice them. And if you look here, when you're actually playing, you just don't even notice them at all. It's just kind of all black now. So, but the GUN4IR system is working fantastic. And what I'm going to show you now is some gameplay of a couple games now that I can turn off crosshairs. Now, some games are always going to have crosshairs. Some of your pedestal arcade games like Gunblade New York, Terminator 2, those are always going to have crosshairs. But some of the original light gun games, I can finally go ahead and turn those crosshairs off. So, going to go ahead and play a little Lethal Enforcers here, and just show you the GUN4IR in action with no crosshair. And I'm going to go ahead and play two-player. Pardon my aim, because you know it's always harder to aim with two guns, but I did want to show two guns working side by side. And here's a little gameplay of Lupin III: The Shooting. Also a great game that doesn't have crosshairs. And here is Virtual Cop 2. This is playing two players, just double gunning it here. And this is a new game that I saw the Arcade Pirate showing off today. It's on Steam. It's called Blue Estate. This is a fun grindhouse kind of tongue-in-cheek game, but it works with light guns. If you actually go into the control setting, you can actually turn on raw input. So instead of regular mouse input, you can use raw input, which means things like Aimtraks or the GUN4IR will just work.
You hear me now?
There's gestures you can do just by swiping with the gun in the direction indicated. And all the buttons on the gun can be used to take cover or change weapons.
Armed employees while they auditioned a new girl and the auditions for tanking.
But yeah, this game is super silly and super fun. So thank you, Arcade Pirate, for showing this one to us. Pretty cool to have this one added to my Launchbox front end. So for setting up these games, when you plug in your second gun, I just hit detect guns, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a player 2 is automatically assigned to the new COM port. And I just go ahead and, for MAME, I just open my remap file that I'd already set up for Aimtraks. It's always a good idea to have one of these files set up so Windows doesn't reorder your guns. but I just put in the new ID for the gun codes 2 and 3 with the ID codes for my for new GUN4IR. As for TechnoParrot, super easy. Just make sure that you're set for raw input in the game settings, and in the controllers, just go ahead and select from the drop-down list a GUN4IR Player 1 and GUN4IR Player 2. Now for Demol Shooter, which is the bulk of my 2-player configs, you just open the Demol Shooter GUI, and from the Player 1 config, select the ID for the Player 1, and if you're not sure which one it is, you can always just wave around your gun to see if the crosshair moves, save that config, do the same thing for Player 2, select the ID for your Player 2 GUN4IR, and save config, and you're good to go. That covers all of the games that reference the Demol Shooter. So my shooter cab is now 100% converted from Aimtraks to GUN4IR, both guns, all games. And if anyone who's on the fence about putting this in their cabinet, was worried about running the sensors, I hope this helped. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I want to give a shout out again to the Arcade Pirate. I'm going to link his video in the description below. He's been working on a GUN4IR of his own for a while now, and he's actually built a custom one that he's still adding functionality to, new buttons, new capabilities. So go ahead and check him out. And I wanted to thank him again for pointing me to this new game, Blue Estate. It's always a lot of fun to be able to add new games, Steam games, alongside these vintage arcade games in my Launchbox front end. So that's it for now, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next video.